Hey, how are you? It's been another week, and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to talk about. I apologise now about the sound. I still haven't got a microphone. I'll get it. I'll get it when I can. Okay. So you've seen the title of the video, and I guess it's a case of life happens, doesn't it? And can you still do this even when life is being how it's being? So obviously, Chris, what horrendous things have happened this week? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing terrible has happened this week. Isn't that the whole idea behind it? Because actually, when terrible things happen, you kind of pull yourself together and lead by example. If you'd have watched my live stream on Wednesday, you would have seen that basically the latest update is that I have reduced my antidepressants, not without the advice of my doctors, from a very high prescription. And over months, I've been reducing it. And this last reduction that I did was probably they said it is the biggest drop that you can make. And I do apologise about my glasses. It's been 500 degrees today. Something else that annoys me. Add that to the list. Okay. And so where you're a bit, glasses are falling off. So I do apologise. So I've kind of had the biggest drop that you can have in this medication, and this is the first time I've really felt it. How does it make you feel? For those who don't know, you feel just yeah, about everything. Just where I've been so energetic and vocal, I suppose, about this whole Mounjaro thing and how well I've been doing. That's just kind of just gone, and I've just been like, whatever. It's frustrating, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because I watched the amazing Carrie. That sounds like that'd be her name, her magician name, the amazing Carrie. But no, she's absolutely amazing. So Carrie at Carry On Regardless. She put up a video yesterday, and I don't really know if it was meant to be the main thing of her video, but she mentioned about how she had a bit of a week like this, especially with Mounjaro, and her feelings about people and so on. And I thought to myself, I've not really been planning a funny one this week. So actually, if you're watching this and you're expecting a funny one, I apologise. It's not going to be one of those videos. I'll get back to it. Don't worry. But I thought, no, I want to talk about this as well. So this week, I really didn't know what was going to happen in terms of the weight loss, because I've been so off it. I haven't really been, apart from last Sunday, when I pretty much ate the equivalent of 500 Army's rations, and then felt disgusting afterwards. Just like an enormous mass in the stomach. I've been a bit picky this week, and I don't mean picky as in like, oh, I don't want this, I don't want that, but sort of a little bit here, a little bit there. And even as I was doing it, I was thinking to myself, I'm not actually hungry, and yet I'm still doing it. And this is the problem that I had when I was not on Mounjaro. It was the eating, even if I wasn't hungry. And so then that sort of goes back into like the negative loop of, why the fuck are you eating? You don't even need to eat. You're just such a fucking letdown. Why are you're paying to be on Mounjaro? You're doing videos for people and you're still eating when you don't even need to eat because you're not hungry. And you get that little earworm in your head, and you keep reminding yourself, I am stupid. I shouldn't be doing this. But then instead of cutting it like that and sort of saying, right, okay, I'll stop, it then goes on to, well, it's because you're a fucking idiot, because you're a failure, because you can't stick to anything for longer than 5 minutes. And that's kind of followed me throughout this week a little bit. So that's not been particularly good. The one thing that I will say, though, is that I've been on this medication for so long, and I don't mean Mounjaro, I mean my antidepressants. I've been on it for so long. And I suppose with the biggest drop that I've had, the brain is probably just going, what the hell is going on? What are you doing? You know, when I was doing my other little teeny tiny little drops between the different dosages, I didn't really notice any difference, and I suppose my brain didn't. But this one, it's noticed, and just feel, I suppose the best word is flat. That sort of feeling of like no joy, no fun, no nothing. And but I do, and I still will believe that this is something that I'm just gonna, my brain's got to get used to, this new dosage. Because I want to come off this. I don't want to be on antidepressants for the rest of my life. I don't want to be on, what was it, SSIDs? What is it they call them? Yeah. It's not good for you. You really shouldn't be on long term. You just become dependent on them, and I don't want to be dependent on them. But don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be stupid about it. If it gets bad, then I will let the GP know, and then probably go up again. I'm not stupid. I'm not that. Well, I am that stupid, but I won't. I promise you, I won't do it, and I promise my family as well, because I know my family watches this as well. I won't get myself to be in how I used to be at one point about 6 years ago. So yeah, it's not so good. By the way, just been into Tesco's as well. Believe me, I'm not saying this because I'm being sponsored. My Christ, do I wish I was being sponsored by these. But Starbucks Frappuccino. Where's the thing gone to say what it is? I was here. It's Sunday. I'm allowing myself to. It's Way Day. I'm allowing myself to have a drink. Toffee flavour and honey. Now I don't know how much of honey you're going to get from this, but bottoms up. I hope it's not going to go up the bottom. Sorry. It's a toffee. It's a toffee drink. Let's put a brand new fancy label on it and say, "Ooh, and honey." Don't know what honey they've put in here. No. Maybe it's all sat at the bottom. Maybe it's collected. Oh yeah, and just as a bit of a side note, this is just a little video that I shot in Tesco. Just have a look. I know this is going to be a random side note, but look, I've just found Peggy. I just saw it and I thought, Peggy. Peggy there with these big blue eyes and whatnot, and just fluffy and fat, just like me. So yeah, so it's not been the greatest of weeks. But you know, I do appreciate obviously that, you know, this is a lifestyle thing, and whilst we're on Mounjaro, we're gonna still be coming across things that happen in our lives, aren't we? Still gonna be coming across ups, downs, and then how you deal with it, I suppose, isn't it? But I hate doing videos like this because it always makes out like something horrible has happened. Nothing horrible has happened, honestly. And then for those who go through this, you know that nothing bad needs to have happened. It's just, you know, you can look out. Here's a good way of putting it. I mean, they're closed at the minute, but it could be like sun shining out there. And on a good day, you can look out and go, oh, it's beautiful out there. Lovely sun, this, that, and the other. I can look out there and it's sun out there and it's just flat. It's just greys. and yet you're looking at the same thing, but it's almost like the lens has changed. It's like got a different filter on everything, and they always sort of say that depression kind of takes the colour out of things. To take the colour out of that, my Christ, wow. But it does kind of takes the colour out of things, and but as I said in my video that I did, where I was talking about mental health, I know it's a storm, and it comes, it builds up, the clouds appear, and I've been I've been through it enough now, so much that I know that it's a matter of time. So it comes, it clouds over, everything becomes grey, and you just got to sit out the storm and just wait for it to pass. And then when it starts to drift off, you go, thank God for that. Bye bye. I'm sure I'll see you again another day, but right now I'm back to being happy. Well, I'm just sitting out in the storm at the minute. It's kind of battering against the window. Everything's a bit grey, but I know it's temporary. It kind of affects other things. So work, I'm a little bit like, I do enjoy my job. I love my job. But even then, I'm kind of like in the morning before I go start, I'm like, I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I really can't be bothered. It's not ideal. It doesn't make your day any better. You kind of then go into it begrudgingly, and I still do my job well. I still do what I need to do, but you don't have that same kind of to it. Manly. Why have I got fluff down my top? Do you know what? By the way, non-scale victory. This top, it wasn't in my fashion show, but this was one of the tops that I had my little collection of things that didn't used to fit, but I kept hold of, and now it's all right. So that does make me feel a little bit better. But yeah, when you have cats, especially a ragdoll, no matter where you go, does your ragdoll go with you? Just in the form of fluff everywhere. Little shit. So what I want to do is at this halfway point, I just sort of want to say, if you do enjoy my videos, and I do apologise if this one isn't your usual funny take of things, then please like and subscribe. I do appreciate your support, and comment as much as you want. I love reading comments. I love responding to them. I like taking the time to read them and to go through them, and it does help. And these glasses are annoying the shit out of me. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get like one of those bits that connect to the different ends, and then I'm just going to tighten it around my head, so a bit like swimming goggles. Sexy. Jesus. Yeah, I do appreciate your support. So yeah, by all means, like and subscribe, as they say. Something else I want to touch upon, which also carry on regardless. By the way, please go over and subscribe to her. I love watching her videos, and she's my little mucko. She does her videos on a Saturday. I do mine on a Sunday. We are the weekend brigade, aren't we? Sorry, just a bit more of honey. Yeah, it's honey, honestly. Yeah, she's great. I love Carrie. She's brilliant. She was mentioned about, and again, it resonated with me as well. She said that her work, they encourage them to go in, I think, 1 week of the month. I'm sorry, Carrie, if I've butchered that, because they want them back into the office 1 week of the month, and I would imagine it's under the same kind of corporate premise of, oh, isn't it good to see everybody and discuss work and get on. And she said exactly the same thing as I thought. So, we don't know these people. They're not my family. They're not my friends as such. If I handed my notice in tomorrow, I'd probably speak to one of them after I've left. And how long for? I don't know. We have this kind of thing where it's like, we do work from home, it's continuously work from home, but we do have team meetings, and I struggle with them. I struggle because I, if there's one thing that people can say about me, it's that they know where they stand with me. There's no two ifs or buts about it. There's no guesswork. There's no, oh, does he like me or does he not like me? I think I didn't always used to be that way, but as I've got older, I've definitely become just, if I like you, I like you. If you don't, to be fair, I am kind of one of these people that if I like you, I really like you, and if I don't, I'm none the wiser. And I think I got a lot of that from my parents as well. My dad is very much somebody, and I don't say this as a bad thing because I feel like I'm kind of turning into him. He's very much a doesn't suffer fools gladly kind of person. So if I remember when he was still at work, and you'd say to him, because you'd hear names of people he worked with and so on, and then you'd say, "Oh, do you like them?" And then you'd get, "No, they're an idiot." Everyone was either an idiot or a twat or something like that. And I used to think, wow, that's like, right, you don't like anybody really. But as I've got older, I've kind of become like that. Like, oh, okay, so how's everyone? Yeah, fucking idiots. And it just is. I think my tolerance of people has dwindled. Is that a word? Dwindled? Yeah, dwindled. Dwaned? No. Yeah, it is dwindled, but I don't know if there's another word. It's dwindled. More honey, sorry. No honey, sorry. It's kind of dwindled as time has gone on. I've just found myself so intolerable with people. And as much as I laugh, it does annoy me. Not so much my attitude towards it, but just how people are now. I've seen so many videos on YouTube, not related to Mounjaro, of people just being brutally honest and saying, I'm sick of people. I am so sick of people. And I listen to the videos and I listen to what they're saying. I go, that's what I think. That's what I think. I suddenly go very camp. Oh, that's what I think. Yeah. Okay, so I may be influenced a little bit because Mrs. Chris, she actually has autism, and it does make her somewhat intolerant, should we say, of other people. But that'll be because of noise and it becoming overwhelming and just people in the way and all that. And I guess as the longer you spend with someone who's like that, you do kind of pick up yourself. But I do feel I'm becoming so intolerant of people. And case in point, okay, we just went out for a meal. I say a meal. We went out to go to a garden centre, because we're hip and rave, and we went to like their restaurant bit. We had some breakfast, very nice sausage bap. Actually, that was lovely. And there was a couple who came in, a youngish couple. I'd say they were definitely younger than me. I think they were probably about the same age as Ellie, if not a little bit younger. And she was the girl. Ellie would be able to. My other half would be able to word this so much better than me. But basically, I think she probably should have gone back to her wardrobe and had another thought about it. You know what I mean? Because I think she probably thought that she was in Ibiza in it, and going clubbing and whatnot. But where we live, it's very much a kind of a tale of two cities. So you've got the what we call the very well-to-do rah-rah, oh look, I've just got a new Tesla, darling, kind of brigade. And then you've got the 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 scrits. I ain't gonna beat about the bush. You got the scrits, so you kind of got these two kind of merged and mangled together. Well, in this case, it was clearly that they were from the Rah Rah Brigade, and definitely her. I get the distinct impression that we had a little bit of princess syndrome going on here, if you know what I mean. And he seemed that the partner, I think he was either boyfriend or fiance, or if they were married, not long, I don't think. He seemed normal, okay, normal, you know what I mean. And I can't help but eavesdrop and people watch and all that. And because the sun's out and there's food and there's drinks and all that, my favourite things in the world come out. Wasps, right? I hate wasps, and I wouldn't say I have a phobia of them, but I have a kind of a, like, I have to like keep an eye on where it is all the time because of, you're at school, there's wasps, the teacher tells you, oh, if you leave them alone, then they won't go for you. Bollocks, okay? They know who doesn't like them, and they just zoom in on them. Well, anyways, we had several of these wasps going around. Now, I thought I had a bit of a problem with them. Matey boy over there, the normal lad, I think he had a genuine, like, phobia of them, and fair enough, you know, because I can get it. But he's trying to enjoy his food, she's enjoying her food, and the thing's coming out of her mouth. I'm just like, oh, God, yes, darling, yes, darling. And this wasp would just not leave him alone, and I keep seeing him, like, you know, just going mental basically about it. And then it'd come near us, and then we're trying to sort of get rid of it and going back. So we're playing basically table tennis with this with this wasp, bastard it was, and it must have got like really near his face, because he just kind of like that. His glass landed on the floor and just smashed, which, you know, happened. He obviously got scared and whatnot, and she just lost the plot. She just lost it. Like, it was the most horrendous, embarrassing, ridiculous thing he's ever done. And he's, you know, someone's come over from the cafe restaurant-y thing, and she's gone, oh, is everything all right? And he's just like, oh, I'm really sorry, I'm sorry. There was a wasp, and you know, and she didn't care. She was going to go like that. But as he was sort of saying, you know, I'm sorry, you know, this happened, and I flinched, and the glass went over. And Princess over here, then she doesn't even look up, and she's just like, which is ridiculous, like that, and carries on. And I'm sat there like, and so of course I'm eyeing at Mrs. Chris and sort of go like that, and she's like, what? So I say to her, and of course then she's like, But it's things like this kind of, it seemed to be a wave, and I've said to people before, it ever seems to be since COVID and the lockdowns and everything, the attitude of society just seems to have changed. It's so entitled now. Driving, don't even get me started on driving. Driving used to be, and I feel mad saying it now, driving used to be a pleasurable experience for me. If I was having I just need to get out of the house, I used to go for a drive, and I would just drive, especially in the evening or night time. I would just drive around, and if it's warm enough, I'd have the windows in, so all the air blows in, and music playing, and it would just calm me down. It would do my fucking nutting now if I just went out for a drive. We have a shop which is just 5 minutes drive, if that, down the road. And yes, I probably should walk, but, you know, suck it. And I'll drive to it, right? And even in that short distance, going there and coming back, I'll walk in, Mrs. Chris will look at my face and be like, what now? Because my face will be like, because there'll be something would have happened where some idiot or several idiots. I mean, Christ, I mean, today, Ellie, we were supposed to go to Ellie's dad first to drop something off, and basically, long story short, she should have gone left. She went right because she wasn't thinking. So we just had to turn around. And just in this turning around, 3 separate incidents of with people, you know, and as much as I'm laughing about it and whatnot, I'm just so done with people, and it ain't just driving, it's people. I mean, where we are, I mean, you've seen it numerous times in my videos where I've moaned about the neighbours and all that. We're in this area which was it was a new build. It lovely. I love the house. I love the garden. Well, I did love the garden, but then another story. But we are just surrounded by idiots. We really are. And I think it's the injustice of things that are, Mrs. Chris's thing is that comes with autism is injustice. This shouldn't be allowed to happen, and I tend to get that as well. Our immediate neighbours, the ones who I say hello in the morning to, is social housing, and ours is social housing actually because of Ellie and her autism. But we were told when we was getting this house, oh, your neighbour's going to be a lady with 2 children, and she's going into this property because, basically, long story short, she was escaping her abusive partner. And I'm not speaking out of turn saying if we got told, so fuck it, I can tell you as well. She was, escaping her abusive partner. And so, of course, the empath in me and all that is kind of like, oh, Jesus Christ, wow, I hope she's all right, and, well, she'll be fine with us because, we'll make sure she's all right. And so we kind of settled into the fact that we was going to have a poor woman who's obviously gone through a traumatic experience and her 2 kids, and quite nice to sort of let her feel reassured that we're there, and I'm very protective anyway. But I remember the day we got our key. Right, we had to meet at the property. We had been the first ones in because it was all new build and everything like that. So we met her there, and then said woman was stood outside her house next to mine, because obviously she must have been there to pick up her key as well. And she was a bit interesting, to say the least. But then you sort of think, oh, well, first impressions, but at the same time, we've only just met. If I meet someone for the first time, I'm still quite chatty and whatnot, and I know not everybody is, so I kind of take no much notice to that. So we got our keys, went in the house, this and and whatnot, and she'd given the keys to the neighbour next door, the woman, and then she went off, and I swear on my life, my kids' lives, and everything like that, that car went round the corner. The one who gave us the keys, she went round the corner, and as soon as she came round the corner, another car came round, and it was the boyfriend. And he got out, and they all went in the house, and there he has remained. Okay. Now, having gone through the application process for this, it was very long-winded. Okay. And so all my brain goes to are all these people who are desperate for one of these houses. And here's a lying pack of you-know-what to come, and they've come from the roughest of rough shithole in the country, and they've brought it down with them here. And I've got a partner with autism who can't stand noise, and what do you imagine they're like? Okay. It's non-bloody stop. It affects me. I don't like going out in the garden because that's all you can hear. So then it's like, well, put earphones on in your garden. And then I've done that and I can still hear them. Okay. Yes, before anyone says we've complained, we've done this, that and the other. Why bother, actually? So that hasn't helped my kind of experience of people. And then everyone around here seems to think that they're wonderful as well because they're all kind of similar. So really, we're living in a really shitty, I mean, it's a nice to look at, lovely houses, this and that, but a really, as if it's been invaded by, like, fucking idiots. And, yeah, So I don't tend to go out much. I don't tend to want to be around. When I then am around people, I'm like, and so when I then have these kind of meetings for work where they want us all to go together and, you know, it'll be good for everyone to meet up. I'm like, do you know what? I'm sick of people. I've had enough. And no, it's probably not healthy, me being like that. I understand that. But that's how I feel. But it just seems to be society's changed. Everything just seems... There's no care for anybody else now. There's no social rules and norms that everyone used to abide by. They seem to be completely gone out the window. And I just find it a bit depressing. I kind of grew up and it was hammered home to me, you do this, you don't do that. And I know kids do stupid things and all that, but it just doesn't seem to stop at kids. They then grow up and continue and continue and continue, and it just gets to the point where you just think this country's full of fucking morons, absolute selfish morons that just don't care about anybody else. And what can change about that? Probably nothing. Maybe I just need a bit of a honey drink that just tastes like toffee. But yeah, but I just thought that was good because what Carrie was talking about resonated with me, and so then I felt like I wanted to talk about it. And I'm sorry if it was a rant, and I'm sorry if it was miserable, but you kind of get a bit of an insight into me now, a bit more into my headspace. But yeah, as this week being difficult, and you know, the picking of food and this that, and the other, I wasn't 100% sure about what the weight was going to go like. So I suppose this is as good a time as any to then just cut to the weigh-in this morning. Wasn't looking forward to it. So let's go over to there. Okay, everyone. So the end of week 14. So what's that? Three and a bit months. So as you would have heard, not been the greatest of weeks. I've not got great hope for this, to be honest. So let's just go in, see how I get on, and yeah, fingers crossed it'll be something good.
Two hours later.
I just don't even know anymore. I just don't know. Well, that's the latest anyway. And yeah, in this crazy world, let's go back to the video. And there we have it. I mean, I can't explain. £4.5 in a week where, honestly, this week I thought this could be a £2 on, £3 on, something like that. And I've lost £4.5. I've lost logic anymore. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to think. And then there'll be people going, "All right, so it must have been that bad this week then, was it? You've still lost £4.5." Honestly, I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to mess around. I cut, I call a spade, as they say. Are you allowed to say that still? Oh, well, I don't give a shit. That's what my week has been. And yeah, believe me, I'm chuffed. Because that's now taken me... There's two things from this. I'm now £62 down. So I'm now in the 60s, which is brilliant. I did have a look, and it's... what was it? It was like... You can get like extremely large bags of dog food and things like that weigh like that. And also it means I'm now in the 25 stone... mark, I'm 25 stone something. Okay, I can't remember the last time I was in the 25s. Bear in mind, if you've only just joined this channel, when I very first started this 14 weeks ago, I was in the 30 stone something mark. So I'm now kind of in the halfway through the 20s now, which is I ain't gonna moan. Probably will, but no, no, I'm all right. But yeah. Really chuffed. I'm going to try and, get my head back into it this week. Try and sort of think a bit more positively. Try and I mean, I was semi-active this week, but I'm going to see if I can do a bit more. And yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. But before I go, thank you ever so much for jumping on this. I know this is, what's this been, 30 odd minutes now? This was only meant to be a short video because I didn't have much to talk about. Thank you for your support. It's very much appreciated and loved. This is a long old race, so well, it's not even a race, it's a marathon, isn't it? It's a long old marathon, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to continuing it and seeing how I am next year. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Thank you, folks. Thank you for jumping in. And this Wednesday coming up, I will be having another live and losing it. So me on my own. I may have Ellie there, I don't know. But please jump in and join that as well. Put your questions in or comments or whatever. And I will see you again soon. Sort it out. Let me just have another try. Honey, my arse.
Wisemounjaro, come on in and you can see his goofy face, arthritic knee, still living life like he's 23. But no more chips and no more cheese, his boobs alone are double D's. And he sits down when he pees. Wisemounjaro, oh Wisemounjaro, losing weight, that's his job, so he can finally see his knob. If only he could stop shoveling food in his gob, spending hours on the bog, trying to pass another law. Wisemounjaro, oh Wisemounjaro, subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob. So he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob. Subscribe to him now, it'll mean a lot, so he can finally stop being a blob. So he can finally stop being such a big old hairy blob.